commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Alt 2K. A commercial-free look back to alternative from the 2000s. It just takes some time, little girl in the middle of the ride. With Foo Fighters, Weezer, Linkin Park, Green Day, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and more. Someone like you. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Alt 2K, and listen now. iHeartRadio.
Ready? AM 1300, the song. FS1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details.
Two Pros and a Cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio. LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox with you here. Coming up top next hour, a little over 10 minutes from now, we're going to catch up with the old P. It is a Tuesday edition of Petros Papadakis, a little swap, little guest swap here on the show. We've got Petros today, Dean Blandino coming up tomorrow, so stick around for Petros again 10 minutes from now here on FSR. Be sure to also check out our brand new YouTube channel for the show. Just search 2 Pros FSR on YouTube. Again, that's 2 Pros FSR. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't stop there. Hit the thumbs up icon and comment away. Let us know who on the show you agree with, who you think is completely wrong, but check out our new channel on YouTube. Again, just search 2 Pros FSR and subscribe. So the Tennessee Titans have found their guy, reportedly going to hire former Jets head coach, former Niners defensive coordinator Robert Saleh as their head coach. There was some rumblings that Matt Nagy was going to be the guy, but reports indicate that the Tennessee Titans preferred organizational restructuring and stability over developing Cam Ward as the quarterback there in Tennessee for whatever that's worth and whatever that means. So Robert Saleh is back, and away we go with the Robert Saleh experience in Nashville. Which means
it's interesting because it's like Matt Nagy and Robert Saleh have both been head coaches before, so I'm not really sure if they just feel like Robert Saleh and his relationships with some of the folks there at the Tennessee Titans is better, or from his time with the Jets, he's learned more. But whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. Like, I think Robert Saleh obviously got a crap bag when he was in New York. So I like this opportunity for him to see what he's capable of being.
So this isn't a crap bag?
Well, what I'd say is it has the potential to be. And much like I said when Brian Callahan got hired, they got to give him time. Like, if you give him 2 years and you expect him to turn this thing around in 2 years, they're just not there. Like, they're not ready for that yet. And so I as far as the hire goes, we'll see. But no one's going to matter if you don't have enough patience and give them time to build this thing the way they're going to need to.
It is a crap bag in my estimation. And
what is?
But you have to
bag,
take a job in Tennessee right now.
Damn.
A job in New York right now. The Jets. That's a crap bag. Yeah, but here's my take. You got to take the job. Now, I believe this will be his last time being a head coach, but you can get that job. You can get the pay that's connected to that job, and you can always go back to being a successful coordinator.
Yes,
he'll always be able to get a coordinator's job, and he's done a fine job as the coordinator for this one season with the San Francisco 49ers. So I think it's the right decision for Robert Saleh to do. And I think that the thought process is correct in terms of giving it time. But is he the guy that if you give him time, this is going to work out and it's going to be a good move? I don't think his track record, his body of work doesn't say that that's what it's going to be.
I mean,
it's a big question mark.
We are going to get Saleh versus Liam Cohen twice a year, though.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We can get
which is interesting too, because the Jaguars came down to Cohen and Saleh for that head coaching job, and ultimately they picked Liam Cohen. And so there's obviously some red ass to all of that. But but again, the fact that like that was a job that Robert Saleh was up for and ultimately didn't get. So twice a year now, sign me up for that, baby.
And also, so Matt Nagy left the Chiefs as offensive coordinator.
You see who the Chiefs just brought back?
Yeah, and they just brought back Eric Bieniemy, and Matt Nagy doesn't have a job. So what's going to happen? Is he going to get one of these other vacancies, one of these other openings that are out there in the NFL, or is he just going to go back to Kansas City and tell Eric Bieniemy to get out of his office, move your stuff out, get back to Chicago, go be a running backs coach? Just felt like apparently yesterday Nagy was in the building for an interview in Tennessee. Robert Saleh wasn't supposed to have his until the next day, but they decided to do it yesterday as well too, and then they came to terms shortly afterwards. So something Saleh said must have sold him on going that direction and not Matt Nagy. So congratulations. And now we're going to get, again, Saleh, Liam Cohen twice a year in the AFC South. That's what I'm talking about.
We are
This message is brought to you by Pizza Hut, because if you're yelling hot on Sundays, why not yell pizza first, Jonas?
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man, especially when it comes to Pizza Hut. It's so good.
How about the Big New Yorker, Jonas? That's right. It's their biggest pizza, bro. And right now, it's just $10.
I mean, LeVar, that just smells and tastes like success. And for only $10, sign me up.
Before the first hut, grab the Big New Yorker and you're set for the whole game.
Pro Savings Days are happening now at Lowe's. Save $70 on the DeWalt 12-inch miter saw, now just $279. Plus, get what you need delivered to your door or job site with free standard shipping from My Lowe's Pro Rewards members. Don't miss out. Shop Pro Savings Days deals today. Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 1/23. Free shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to change. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Well, good Tuesday morning to you. We do have a major wreck going on right now in the Travis area. This is a 48-minute delay. We're talking 2 left lanes are closed. I-35 southbound at Breaker Lane. Stop and go traffic now back from Wells Branch Parkway. So find an alternative route if you can. I'm Alan Craig with the Look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now. You call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose?
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
Searching online for a car? When you call that dealership, your first question should be, are there any extra costs to the price on your website? At Henna Chevrolet, our answer will always be no. Their answer, you don't want to know. Shop surprise fee free with Henna, where the price you see is the price you get. Absolutely no addendums ever. You deserve honesty, and that's what we run on. Together, let's drive at henna.com.
Appliance savings are happening now at the Home Depot with up to $1,000 off, plus up to an extra $500 off select appliances. Looking to upgrade your fridge? Check out LG's newest models serving up ice in all kinds of styles, cubed, crushed, Craft Ice, and now new mini Craft Ice straight from the dispenser. Shop savings and get up to $1,000 off, plus free delivery on select appliances like LG at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $999 or more. Offer valid January 8th through the 28th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Now that a new year is here, start 2026 by showing your gratitude. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose, celebrating the incredible impact of public school educators. Nominate an outstanding teacher in your life who's gone above and beyond for their students to be among the winners of $5,000 to stock their classroom. Teachers give their time, money, and hearts to help students succeed. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Get all the info and nominate a teacher who goes the extra mile today at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Para muchas familias del país, tener un día de tranquilidad es difícil. Le pasa a Remy y su familia que viven en Los Ángeles.
A veces tengo que ayudarle a mi mamá.
Lo bueno es que Remy descubrió que el bosque, ese respiro que necesita, está realmente cerca.
A mí me gusta aquí. Quiero venir muchas más veces con mi familia.
Tu familia también puede disfrutar de la tranquilidad del bosque a menos de 90 minutos. Entra en descubreelbosque.org y encuentra el bosque más cercano. El bosque, más cerca de lo que crees. Un mensaje del Servicio Forestal de los Estados Unidos y el Ad Council.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Black, once again, lined up behind Nowakowski. They hand it off to the fullback / tight end, and he powers in. Touchdown, Indiana. They'll give Tony a 5-yard gain anytime. Great job corralling number 10, not letting him get loose. Fletcher breaks free. Mark Fletcher in the foot race. Miami touchdown. So Dylan Joyce back on. Blocked! Indiana blocks the punt and falls on it for a touchdown. Isaiah Jones on the recovery. 7 offensive linemen in there. 7 O-linemen and a tight end. Fletcher walks in. Miami touchdown. What a response. Got to get to the 8. He's going to take off and run. Mendoza weaves his way first and go diving toward the end zone. Touchdown. That's why he won the Heisman Trophy.
Tony in the backfield there.
He's got it on the pitch. Tony breaks free. Malachi Tony spinning, scoring. Beck steps up, delivers downfield. Intercepted. Jamari Sharp makes the pick that will clinch Indiana's first national championship.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Mo City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a turn-the-page edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We have crowned this year's college football national champion.
Crown 'em.
And as you heard, it was the Indiana Hoosiers holding off the Miami Hurricane. Now, who is the favorite to win next year's national championship? Joe Cook of Inside Texas joins us at 7:34. More fallout from the McDermott firing, and some coaches are getting hired. Texans voice Mark Vandermeer will be joining us at 8:17 to talk all things Texans. And the NBA All-Star teams were announced without a familiar face in the starting lineup. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And if you want, and my guy Marcus is on the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, we're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets. You got to be locked in and ready to go, but you got to use the TalkBack feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. I'll give you the keyword of the day. You leave it, and you be entered in the contest to win some tickets for Friday night. That's right. Stay tuned. I'll let you know who you got a chance to win some tickets for. But if you want to voice your opinion, brag on what's happening with Indiana, or talk about the U coming up short and no Michael Irvin putting BTA, it's okay. We'll take all of that and more. Last night, we saw the college football season come to an end in an epic battle for a national championship as Indiana Hoosiers end up winning the national championship 27-21 in a game for the ages, I would say. You got a little bit of everything. And we talked about Mendoza, we talked about Signetti, and as he told you before, all he does is win. So Google him. And let's just say that that was one of the better national championship games that we have seen in quite some time, Mark.
Brother, most disciplined team I think I've seen maybe ever. One, like 2 penalties. At one point, Hardge, they only had 1 penalty in the second half. Like when you're a Longhorn fan, you're almost looking to see, okay, can we keep it under 10? When you have a coach that is able to get his team to where they hit their helmet, it's like the world ended when they commit a penalty. It's so rare to see with that team. I was blown away. I really do think that Coach Signetti is he's him. He said he was. And, you have to actually be him in order to be able to say that to the world, because now you're under the microscope of the world. He let you know. Look at me. I'm telling you, I'm him. And, hey, impressive performance last night. Yes. Hard to beat.
16-0. The last team to do that was a Yale team that I'm sure nobody remembers, but they were able to do it in the modern era. NIL plays a part in that. And you start to look at this team and who they've been over the journey to get to this game. If you start looking at some of the games that they played during the playoffs, their first game, they dominated an Alabama team 38-3. Then the next week, they played the Oregon Ducks, and they beat them 56-22.
Man, they still scoring on them.
And it wasn't even that close. And then you get to the national championship game, and you go into halftime, they're up 10-0, and there's still some things that need to be done. And the quarterback, Mendoza, hadn't even really started playing well yet. And then second half, Miami comes out and wins the second half. They scored all their points in the second half, but it was Mendoza and the way that he was able to finish off the game with one of the best calls on fourth down, where you put the ball in your Heisman Trophy winner's hands, and he goes out and makes a play. Not only does he make the play, he gets the first down, gets spun around, and then does this dive into the end zone that, number one, you're not supposed to extend the ball out like that as a runner, but he did it. And my boys that are listening from Killeen are understand this. When you're growing up playing football, you get taught the mat drills. And the mat drills it will make you either stronger or it will break you. And those mat drills come in handy. And to me, watching Mendoza at that end and diving across for that touchdown made me go back to my high school days and those mat drills that you are determined to not be last. You got an opportunity. You smell the goal line. You get there, and that is what winners do.
That is exactly hard, man. You hit the nail on the head. You know, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I said that I thought Mendoza's intelligence is what's going to get him over in the NFL. Last night, he showed heart. He got hit in the mouth a couple of times.
Literally.
And literally
got hit in the mouth.
And it was illegal.
Yeah.
Like they should have called a penalty when he got hit in the mouth the first time. He showed heart. He got up. He walked straight to his huddle. But while we're talking about Mendoza, let's talk about this offensive line too. Like, these guys hardly missed an assignment. Now, they couldn't beat guys like they did in those previous games in the playoffs because Bain was a man out there. And not just Bain, but they had several guys on that defense that are going to be playing on Sunday. Mendoza took that whooping and kept coming forward. And I think it demoralized them in the last minutes because that was a drive that was based off the power of that offensive line. You could not stop him. And Black, the running back, he hits the hole like Pacheco that plays for the Chiefs. Just attacking the line like he's trying to wrestle somebody. And they just have a very balanced, put-together offense. Really, really smart and really, really disciplined. Coach Sark said that he doubt that any team will go undefeated. It will be very difficult to do. Indiana did it.
Exactly. And again, you know, it's not to be forgotten the maturity of this football team, the age, the discipline, as you mentioned, but there's also a will and understanding that no matter the situation, we're going to put ourselves in position to win. You go back to that game against Penn State where Omar Cooper Jr. catches that ball in the end zone and toe taps for that touchdown. That could have derailed the season right there.
Wow.
But they made a play. You look at what Fernando Mendoza has done all season long, and go to Holly Rose Twitter and look at Fernando Mendoza's forearm and what he went through. That's a guy that went through a war and a battle and came out on the positive end of it. And, you know, Indiana, Kirk Cignetti, as he said, Google me, and you will find out more about who I am. We'll hear more from Coach Cignetti. We'll also hear from Fernando Mendoza. But coming up next, the NFL coaching searches have continued to roll. And we'll talk about who's next and where is the next move. Also, Joe Cook of Inside Texas and On 3 joins us at 7:34. And the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer, joins us at 8:17. We got a busy day for you folks right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
Hey there, Texas fans. This is your voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way, inviting you to join us for Longhorn basketball. We'll bring you all of the action all season long, including in-depth analysis and exclusive access to players and coaches before the opening tip and after the final whistle. And every week, we'll visit with Texas head coach Sean Miller on Longhorn Weekly. This is your exclusive source for Texas Longhorns basketball, the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
On 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
Major issues right now in the Travis area, 35 southbound of Breaker Lane. 2 left lanes are blocked right now. 71-minute delay in the area, forcing traffic over in the right lane to get through there. Very slow. If you can find an alternate route, that would be highly advised. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
New year, new opportunities. Start 2026 by taking control of your financial future with Texitcoin, the cryptocurrency born in Texas for Texas. Fast, secure, and decentralized, Texitcoin is your chance to buy into freedom and innovation. Don't just make the resolution, make moves toward independence, growth, and real financial power. Visit Texitcoin.com today and join the Texas revolution in finance. Make this the year you lead, not follow. Texitcoin, where Texas meets tomorrow.
This is Dr. Jesse Mills, host of the Mailroom Podcast. Each January, men promise to get stronger, work harder, and fix what's broken. But what if the real work isn't physical at all? I sat down with psychologist Dr. Steve Poulter to unpack shame, anxiety, and the emotional pain men were never taught how to name.
Part of the way through the valley of despair is realizing this has happened, and you have to make a choice whether you're going to stay in it or move forward.
Our two-part conversation is available today. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Mailroom, and start listening now.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
Football playoff action continues to heat up, and BetOnline gives you more ways to play. The latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and in-game action, so you never miss a moment of the road to the big game. When the game is over, check out BetOnline Casino with hundreds of the hottest slots, classic table games, and massive jackpots waiting to be hit. Plus, don't forget their VIP program with exclusive level-up bonuses, weekly cash boost, and rewards designed for serious players. Head to BetOnline today, because at BetOnline, the game starts here.
You guys just didn't want it bad enough. That should have been an easy win. What were you doing out there? You got to hustle. You could have made that play if you'd been open.
On the car ride home after the game, when you think you're helping by telling me what I did wrong and what I need to work on, all I hear is that I'm not good enough, that I'm supposed to be perfect, that it's not okay to lose. On the car ride home, all I need to hear is how much you love me and enjoy watching me play. That my worth isn't determined by my performance. That even on my worst day, I am worthy. That you see me learning, growing, and doing my best. And that is enough.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Washington Secondary School Athletic Administrators Association.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Our blood runs orange.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. Make sure you stay locked in to 7:55. Locked in, because I got a little something that I want to give away. I want you to be a part of it, a chance to enjoy it. Coming up in the next segment, we have our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas, joining us to talk all things Texas Longhorns and getting the rest of the upcoming season and see what we have going on. All right, I want to get into this because the NFL has a coaching search that is going on right now. I was going to look for some crazy word, but I decided, let's just go
keep it simple.
Let's just let it be what it is. And the coaching searches that are out there as the NFL season continues to roll, we're headed into championship weekend. The AFC and the NFC will have their champions crowned to see who's going to the Super Bowl. A lot of teams are dealing with injuries this weekend, but the coaching search is something that is very, very interesting to me. We talked about the fact that John Hardball has now been named the head coach of the New York Giants. Good spot for him, I think. I think it's going to be something to pay attention to as the season goes along because they got a good quarterback. I like their defense. They've got some things that will be a challenge for us in the NFL, in the NFC East. But LaFleur has got an extension in Green Bay. We didn't know what was going to happen with him. Stefanski is now the head coach in Atlanta, and folks in Atlanta are losing their mind because they think this is fake news, and he is just one of those guys that he's in that circle where everybody's trying to, what do they call it, refurbish all these coaches just because. I mean, this don't get me started on Stefanski.
Recycling.
Yeah, exactly. But Jeff Hafley was named the Dolphins head coach yesterday. Robert Saleh is going to be named the Titans head coach today. And I like Saleh. I think Saleh's got a raw deal in New York.
He did.
I think New York was a terrible, terrible spot for him. And now he's going to go. He's got a quarterback in Cam Ward. Defense isn't that bad. You start putting some things together, you have an opportunity to do something special for Tennessee. So I like that for Tennessee. But now the question remains, which job do you consider the most enticing for the next head coach? Is it the Buffalo Bills job, who just let go of McDermott, and there's still fallout from that because a lot of players are pissed that happened? Or is it the Ravens with Lamar Jackson? You have Josh Allen, former MVP, and you have Lamar Jackson, former MVP. You have Derrick Henry still at the running back position. I don't know if his contract is up. Forgive me for not knowing that. But you also have James Cook, a running back that is real nice for the Buffalo Bills. You have no weapons on the outside for Buffalo. Shakir is your number one receiver.
That's it.
You thought you were doing something good with Keon Coleman, and he's been nothing.
He haven't been it.
He hadn't shown up. So which job do you see that entices you the most if you're a possible head coach candidate? Which one would you be focused on the most?
I would say Baltimore. I feel like Baltimore's got a lot more weapons, a lot more tools in the tool shed. I would change a few things on offense and make them more of a spread offense.
Well, Todd Monken is gone, so
yeah. So I really did. I told you my Cliff Kingsbury would come to mind as offense coordinator, a guy that could even a head coach. Like, they need an offensive mind in there that can diversify what they do with Lamar Jackson. You can't just have him zone read, RPO, and expect to win at the NFL level. He's going to have to challenge the boundaries, and he's always going to have to throw the ball on the hashes. Like, the NFL is set up to throw the ball and to score. And you look at the scheme, like, why can't you scheme people open like Sark does? They don't have that ability in Baltimore. And the tight ends, one is a big wide receiver, really, and likely. And the Oklahoma Mark Andrews, he's long in the tooth. And he's had his better days. But a lot of money is going there. So the wide receivers for Baltimore, they in years past, they haven't been really that great. So it's time to invest some money into a wide receiver. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean,
you want to help Lamar out? Give him a guy to stretch the field and draw safeties away.
Yeah, and that's why I look at this team and I was like, okay, they're still solid on defense. They still make some things happen. But I also look at what, like I said, you look at the Buffalo Bills, you got a good offensive line. You got Josh Allen, who's still at that level. Now, I think he deserves some criticism as well because you had an opportunity to go out there and win the AFC and you fall up short. Now, no fault of his own with the refereeing and what was happening at that point, but it is what it is. Everybody's playing on the same playing field, so whatever. But you also look at their defense and you're like, okay, Jordan Poyer, old. Tre'Davious White, he's getting older. DeMar Hamlin, I don't even think he was on the team this year. I don't even know where he is because his name is not even on the roster. So I'm curious to whatever happened with that. But you start to look and say, is this not a rebuild because they're going into a brand new stadium. Brand new stadium. So what's going to happen? Where are you going to be with all of those guys? So I'm just curious to what makes this team go. What is going to help this team and what is
discipline? What Coach Cignetti did with Indiana is what needs to happen with Buffalo. Josh Allen needs to be reeled in. Like, hey, man, throw it away if it's not there. We talked about C.J. Stroud needing a football coach, a private coach. Josh Allen needs one too.
What?
They need discipline and structure at their position. If they can get that, Stroud could be really good again, and so will Josh Allen. Josh is so confident in his abilities that sometimes, and he should be, he's
what?
amazing. He risks life and limb. And when I say that, he holds the ball like a loaf of bread sometimes with one hand. And when he looks off defenses, not to throw the ball, he looks the defenses off so he can run to that spot. If I'm a franchise big-time wide receiver, I have a problem going to Buffalo or Baltimore because I know that the quarterback is at times is going to look the defense off so he can run to a spot, not or find a lane, not to throw me the ball.
I wouldn't put all of that on Josh because again, he's an MVP and he is a playmaker at the quarterback position. Do they run him a lot? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this year he had 112 carries at the quarterback position. Some of that is quarterback sneaks though. Some of it is at the tush push. He also had 14 touchdowns rushing. So he's a weapon. But he does fumble. He only lost 2 of those fumbles this year, but he did fumble the ball 6 times. 2019, he had 7 fumbles. In 2022, he had 8. He needs to secure the football. This year, he only had 10 interceptions. I mean, he throws the ball a lot. So I don't know. If I'm a coach, I pick Lamar Jackson. I like
Lamar.
I like Lamar a lot better. I personally like Lamar a lot better. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Joe Cook of Inside Texas and get the latest on the 40 acres. They had a big junior weekend and so much more right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Well, good news. That accident did clear up in the Travis area. 35 southbound at Breaker Lane is doing well right now, so that's good news. Also, a brand new record reported. This is going to be FM 969 at Craigwood Drive, causing no delay right now. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
M20628 TACLA 1354747C TECL 30557.
Need an AC company you can count on? Call Abacus. From tune-ups to repairs and the latest indoor air quality solutions, Abacus can do it all. Now get a free furnace with your new Linux HVAC system at abacusplumbing.com.
Need a reason to call Thomas J. Henry Law after a car accident? How about $1 billion? Because Thomas J. Henry Law fights even when the insurance company says your claim is worth nothing. Thomas J. Henry doesn't back down. That's how we put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just the last 4 years, and why we're one of the largest personal injury law firms in Texas. Car accident? Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office, San Antonio.
The deals are heating up at Group 1 Ford of South Austin, home of transparent pricing and no dealer add-ons. Lease a new Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend for just $329 a month with 0 down. Or lease a new Ford Explorer for $429 a month with 0 down. 36-month lease terms. Bronco Sport MSRP $33,690. Explorer Active MSRP $42,940 before discounts. For well-qualified buyers with approved credit. First payment due at signing. See dealer for details. Ends 2/2/26.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's Veozah.com. Paid for by Stellus Pharma.
The Spurs knock off the Jazz for a third straight win. Victor Wembanyama led the Spurs with 33 as he was named an All-Star Game starter. College football, Indiana held off Miami 27-21 to win their first national championship in school history. The Cowboys will interview former Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon today for their defensive coordinator vacancy. I'm Veronta Moss.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Allstate.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This show contains information subject to, but not limited to, personal takes, rumors, not so accurate stats, and plenty more. What's up, man? This your boy Nav Green from the Broken Play Podcast. Look, it's the end of the season. The playoffs are here. But guess what? It ain't the end of your season. You can always tune in with Broken Play Podcast with Nav Green on the Black Effect Podcast Network. Not a team who ain't going to the playoffs. The Chiefs.
Oh, it's a wrap.
It's time to rebuild. Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search Broken Play with Nav Green and listen now.
Find your iHeartRadio everywhere. There are hundreds of ways to experience iHeartRadio at home and on the go, beyond the iPhone and Android app and at iHeartRadio.com. Here's another way to connect to iHeartRadio. Amazon Fire TV supports iHeartRadio with a beautiful big screen display while you enjoy your favorite music, radio stations, and podcasts. Make sure you link your iHeartRadio account and use voice controls for easy navigation between content on iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio on the big screen is easy to control from the remote or with voice controls, and it provides large cover art on the screen and can sync with your iHeartRadio account for seamless listening between your devices. Your iHeartRadio music, radio stations, and podcasts now on your big screen TV with Amazon Fire TV and the Fire Cube. Check it out for free now. iHeartRadio. Anywhere you want to listen, iHeartRadio is there.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
Back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. Coming up at 8:17, we will have our guy Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans, joining us. But right now, you know what it is. It's a Tuesday, and that can only mean one thing. Our guy Joe Cook of Inside Texas joins us. And Joe, college football comes to an end, but obviously college football never stops. First off, what was your impressions of last night's national championship game, and was it something that you expected to see happen?
You know, I was going back and forth all week on, is it going to be Miami? Is it going to be Indiana? Because obviously the story of the season, and especially after last night, has been Indiana, a team that has just never been anything, and now is national champion. But honestly, the thing Texas should strive for in every way except actually winning the game is trying to kind of be like Miami. You look at what they've done; they've been able to not only leverage a little bit of a national brand, but they've really hit home on the local brand to keep a lot of really talented players from South Florida in Miami, and then they've bolstered where they needed to in the portal. A lot of their defense is portaled. Their wide receiver core is as well, but a lot of and of course Carson Beck, but their core was too. And I think you can look at the win and loss and think one way of, well, it worked or it didn't. They got to the national title game. And I think the lesson for Texas fans should be, yes, you should try to have an experienced old roster. I don't think we're ever going to see anything like Indiana again, whose starting cornerback turns 25 in about 9 days. But I do think that there's lessons to be learned. You got to be experienced. You got to be old in the right spots, and you just have to be talented. And then you have to put it all together. And that's the other thing. I think we could watch that game and see that Miami very often had the upper hand on the line of scrimmage. But when you got guys up in the booth and on the headsets who know how to figure out ways to get your guys where you do have an advantage the ball and into right situations, that's what wins you games. Sometimes that's the quarterback making plays, and one of them did, one of them didn't. And that's why the national championship is going back to Bloomington. Unbelievable.
Joe, a lot of what happened last night was a byproduct of the fact that the guys have very good discipline. And you mentioned that they are older, more experienced guys. Is that the way that college football is going to go now?
I think a lot of teams are going to try to rush that direction and say, look, I would rather have this, just to maybe give it points, would you rather have a 23-year-old who maybe has 6.5 athleticism out there but won't make mistakes, or a 19-year-old who has 9.5 athleticism but is mistake prone? And that was really what made Indiana such a machine this year. And of course they are well-versed in their system, but they just have veterans. You don't really hear that in college football. It's a junior-laden team. No. This is a veteran-laden team. And so I think you're going to see teams try to copy that. And I don't think that Indiana is just going to go away. When you win a national championship like this, you're going to get validation from a lot of the players that you're looking for to continue this. But they had 55 players who are at least in their third year of college football. I don't think that they're going to the pool of players available to a team like Indiana or to anybody is going to look like it did for them. And, a lot of it has to do with the fact that they just had to build a team. They needed to get numbers. That's why a lot of those JMU guys came over. They needed to just get numbers that first year. And, man, they got all the right guys. They rolled 7 every time. And they did it all the way to a 16-0 season.
Joe, where do they get that money from in Indiana, of all places?
See, I think one of the things is there's all the reported Mark Cuban stuff. And I think it may be a little underrated. Indiana is a pretty well-known business school, I think, just kind of proximity to Chicago. I think there are a lot of people go to Indiana for that. I don't know how much they spent. I don't really think they were a big spender. I think what they were able to do was they found a bunch of players who were either leveling up and are like, okay, I get to play Big Ten football. Well, I can sacrifice a few $1,000s if that's the case. And also probably still be paid more than I was at a place like University of Louisiana Lafayette, or one of their, I think, starting defensive tackles were. Or they did a really good job of finding players from around the country who are probably second string at really good places. But then, they go to Indiana and they start. And then they add in a standout player like Mendoza, who was pretty good at Cal, just, not the parts around him weren't as good as they were at Indiana. But I don't think they really, broke the bank on a lot of these guys. I think what they were able to do was, again, just find the right mix of experience, great coaching, perfect systems, and have it all come together in a season where now they're going to get some guys pouring some money in probably after all this excitement.
We're talking to Joe Cook of Inside Texas. Make sure you follow him at Joseph Cook 89. Joe, I wanted to ask you this because it's always way too early, and you and the folks over at On 3 have Texas ranked as high as number 3 in the preseason rankings, or way too early, top 25. So let me ask you this. As you looked at what happened in the transfer portal, there's still some things that may come to fruition. I know a lot of people are talking about that offensive lineman that played in the game that went to Westlake, possibly coming back here as a guard. But there's still a couple spots that Texas needs to shore up. But most of it is on the offensive line. Does Texas ranking fall into some of the moves that were made in the transfer portal and the incoming freshmen?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. We can. You're absolutely right, and that the offensive line continues to be a focus. They do need to find some interior players, starting level quality, because if they were on the roster last year, we didn't see them. So that's something that they need to find, but that's not a premium position. That's a position they just probably need to. Yeah, you want to get the impact guy. Maybe they're not always there. Maybe they swung and missed a couple times, and so now you got to do your job evaluating and finding what a player you think is really going to be able to take a step forward at Texas. But they do need starting interior offensive linemen. They probably need maybe another linebacker, even with the addition of Marcus Boswell from Akron. But I think number 3 makes a lot of sense. This is still a very talented roster. The core of this team is going to be obviously number 1 with Arch Manning and then Colin Simmons, but a lot of very talented transfers, as we've seen brought in, Cam Coleman, and then the basis or the base set up from some very talented top 5, top 6 recruiting classes, including the number 1 recruiting class from the 2025 cycle. So that makes a lot of sense. Ohio State was number 1. That works for me. I think you can always be pretty safe picking them to be number 1, especially when Jeremiah Smith's over there. And as long as Matt Patricia sticks around, that's going to be a good defense. Georgia, number 2. Yep. Sounds about right to me. The one thing in that list that I thought was really peculiar is LSU at 12, just because I think there is a Lane Kiffin phenomenon going on. And I think that there's a lot of trust in him, but that, Texas knows it has at least 2 starters coming back on the offensive line. I think the rest of it will be dictated by competition, but you got Trevor Gooseby, you got Brandon Baker coming back. Goosby's going to be left tackle once he's healthy. Baker, we'll figure out his role. Maybe Mark Siani bumps him inside, but you know what you have there. I don't think anybody knows what's going on with the LSU O-line, and that was a weak position for them. They had to basically clean house. That's going to be a roster that's got good stuff going for it. Obviously, it's LSU, but man, there's something about LSU at 12 where I'm looking around and thinking, are you sure? You don't even know who's blocking for Sam Levitt next year, and that's the team that's a national title contender. They'll be good, but
didn't they pick up Seton?
I don't know if that's gone. I don't know if he's made an announcement on that yet. I know Oregon's trying with him. I think LSU doesn't want him to go visit Oregon, but if that visit happens, then all bets are off. But I think they're trying really hard to get him.
Joe, before we let you go, Texas baseball continues to be from anywhere from number 3 to number 9. Baseball season starts in a couple weeks with the alumni game, and then they open the season against UC Davis at home. What are your expectations coming into the year when you look at this Texas baseball team?
Yeah, they're real high. You've got a really great infield with a starting catcher in Carson Tenney, who could be a high draft pick and an award candidate. Dylan Volantis there is your Friday starter. You have really good pieces all around the team, especially in the bullpen. And we know in college, it used to be this way. It kind of still is. You can't really buy a bullpen. You have to develop one. But all these pieces have been in the bullpen for a while. They know what they're doing. Really, my question is just outfield. Are we going to see a football player playing center field? And Jonah Williams is a really good baseball player, but he didn't have spring, and he's got to ramp up. Could we see a freshman out in left? What are some of the transfers going to look like? Outfield's where I have a few questions, but they're not bad questions. And if that's it, if I know those names, if I know the 4 options and they're all really good, makes sense that this team's going to be very highly ranked in the top 10 to start the year. And so, interesting non-conference schedule. Got the Astros Classic. They do play a top 10, I think, Coastal Carolina team. They don't really tax themselves in non-conference play, but when you play in the SEC, makes a lot of sense. You want to get guys moving and rolling before the season starts, and that's what Jim Schlossnagle's doing. As you look to great regular season success last year. But, when you're knocked out in the regional, you can forget about it kind of quickly. And we know that at Texas, they want to get past that, and playing in Nebraska in June.
No doubt about it. There he is, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can follow him at Joseph Cook 89. As always, Joe, man, we appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
All right, there he is, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. When we come back, I want to talk about the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, the Wall Street Journal. And I want to give you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets that you cannot wait to hear who it is. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
The voice of the Horns, Craig Way on 1300 The Zone, weekdays at 2.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Well, good news. That accident did clear up in the Travis area. 35 southbound at Breaker Lane's doing well right now, so that's good news. Also, a brand new wreck reported. This is going to be FM 969 at Craigwood Drive, causing no delay right now. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
M20628 TACLA 1357447C TECL 30557.
Need an AC company you can count on? Call Abacus. From tune-ups to repairs and the latest indoor air quality solutions, Abacus can do it all. Now get a free furnace with your new Linux HVAC system at abacusplumbing.com.
It's Texas basketball night. You're on the couch, but mentally, you're the coach. You're calling the plays, questioning the refs, and celebrating like you're on the bench. Better fuel that championship mindset with a Bud Light, because Bud Light puts everyone in coach mode. Bud Light, the official domestic beer of Texas basketball. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now. You call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose?
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pro Savings Days are happening now at Lowe's. Save $70 on the DeWalt 12-inch miter saw, now just $279. Plus, get what you need delivered to your door or job site with free standard shipping for My Lowe's Pro Rewards members. Don't miss out. Shop Pro Savings Days deals today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 123. Free shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to change. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Are you running for office and have a message you want every voter in your district to hear? Well, that's where radio comes in. Radio is your direct line to morning commuters, midday grinders, and late nighters. Radio puts your message right where your voters are. Plus, it's 1/10 the time and cost of video. Don't just campaign. Connect with millions all over the country, even thousands in the smallest communities with radio. Be on the air in just 48 hours. Visit winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Many of our U.S. veterans and service members face challenges. At the Bob Woodward Foundation, we invest in solutions to help support them in the next chapter of their lives. Learn more about our work at bobwoodwardfoundation.org/success.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. The Longhorns live here.
Great stuff from our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. Make sure you tune in at 8:17 so you can hear from Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans. As you know, I can't wait for this conversation.
Oh, man.
I wanted to get into this because there was a story in the Wall Street Journal yesterday talking about the Texas Longhorns and the valuation of college football. Texas is sitting at $2.2 billion as far as the Wall Street Journal is concerned at the valuation of this university. So when you start looking at this Texas football team, basketball, baseball, and everything else, you start to understand what it looks like. And for them to be able to raise that type of money and be valued at that, it's skyrocketing in college athletics. So when you look at Texas and they're at $2.2 billion and Texas A&M is right behind them at $1.5 billion in their valuation, there's a lot of money floating around when it comes to Texas sports.
Yeah, man. And you add tech to that. You add all these Texas schools. Like, there's just a lot of money. And what you allocate for football and sports is such a minimal amount of money.
Yep.
At the grander scheme of things, you look at the enrollment, $50 million a year in just enrollment. That don't have nothing to do with football. I mean, if football is good, you know, they say that the enrollment goes up. But still, $50 million just in enrollment?
Yeah, it's a little bit, it's different. It's different for sure when you start to look at how all the money is allocated. So you look at the football, the FBS programs in 2025, Texas $2.1 billion, 2.197, which is why I get the 2.2. You look at Texas A&M, 1.5, Ohio State 1.5, LSU 1.5. But here's the adjusted revenue in 2025. Texas had $298 million in adjusted revenue. Texas A&M 218, Ohio State 185, LSU 213, Michigan $200 million in adjusted revenue. Notre Dame $170 million. Georgia, 195, Penn State, 193, Alabama, 192, Nebraska, 197. Top 20, Colorado finishes in 20 at $141 million.
Wow.
And they are $870 million in valuation. So when you look at what Deion has been able to do with that Colorado program, I would love to see what the numbers were before
he went,
before he got there, and where they are now in the ROI on what you get from Deion. So it's an interesting number when you start to break it all down.
Golly, man, what an unbelievable collection of teams too. Like you go all over America.
Yep.
You know, we sit here in Texas and think, well, Texas, we expect the big money in Texas.
Right.
But California, like Nebraska, Colorado.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect for those teams to be ranked on there.
Right. Now's your time. You get a chance to win a pair of tickets. That's right. I've been waiting for this moment. Bert Kreischer will be here. Austin City Limits Live. All you got to do is get over to that AM 1300 The Zone on the iHeartRadio app. Tap that red microphone and leave the keyword of the day, Bert. Bert is your key word of the day for a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Bert Kreischer at the Austin City Limits Live this Friday, January the 23rd. We'll continue to give them away all week, but coming up next, we got to talk about the NBA. Bad news from one star in the NBA. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's Veozah.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Listening to your favorite podcast
and taking your favorite radio station with you to the gym or across the country?
That's one app.
The free iHeartRadio app.
Stop paying for apps you don't need.
Rediscover the app that's probably already on your phone. iHeartRadio.
The #1 app for radio.
Cyndi Lauper is giving fans a chance to shop her closet. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer is hosting a closet cleanout in New York's Lower East Side today and Wednesday. According to her Instagram, shoppers will find a treasure trove of designer gems, stage and streetwear, as well as many unworn pieces straight from her closet. Proceeds will go to Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fundamental Rights Fund. Roger Waters says he doesn't regret trashing Ozzy Osbourne following his death. Mark Mayfield fills us in.
During an interview with the Independent Ink last August, the former Pink Floyd member took aim at Osbourne, saying although he was all over TV for hundreds of years with his idiocy and nonsense, he has never cared for Black Sabbath. Now, after facing criticism, Waters told Piers Morgan that he's not denying the comments he made, and he won't be apologizing to Osbourne's wife, Sharon, because she's accused him of all kinds of things.
Don't want to be an American idiot. The NFL announced Sunday that Green Day will kick off Super Bowl 60's opening ceremony. The NFL said the band will open Super Bowl 60 by ushering generations of Super Bowl MVPs onto the field with a dynamic performance of their most iconic rock anthems. That's entertainment. I'm Jacqueline Carl.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. The Indiana Hoosiers are your 2025-26 national champion.
Yes, sir.
In college football. Improbable victory and journey for the Indiana Hoosiers, but it was not improbable if you're a guy like Kirk Cignetti. He said, all I do is win, and that is exactly what he's done. First team to go 16-0 and become national champions. You also got a chance to see Mendoza be an MVP and a Heisman Trophy winner as he made play after play, timely play, back shoulder throws, but of course that epic run to the end zone and dive for the touchdown.
Hardge, I don't think that people will be complaining that he's deserving of being a #1 pick now. I think everybody that didn't see him all season got a strong sample size of what he could bring to the Raiders, if that so be the team that picks him with the first pick.
Well, what they saw was him being able to be tough because his offensive line failed him last night, and he was getting his behind whooped last night. But he showed that he was tough, and he could make the throw when he needed to make a big throw. He did that. Wide receivers were making catches. But that defense, you got to give a lot of love to that Indiana defense. We got a chance to talk to Joe Cook of Inside Texas. Texas is number 3 in the way too early poll by On3. And the folks over there decided that Texas has a lot to offer. And we talked about the valuation of the Texas Longhorns, $2.2 billion. As we expected from the University of Texas, with the Aggies right behind them at 1.5. Coming up at 8:17, we'll have the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer.
Oh, man.
Talking all things Houston Texans. And, of course, we have the world's strongest take. Right now, let's get into the NBA. The NBA had Martin Luther King Day, and there was a lot of games that were being played. But there was one thing that happened yesterday that was not good.
Returns it. Jimmy, what a catch. Butler is holding on to that knee. That did not look good at all. That was awkward. He'll take a timeout. Jimmy Butler is down. And he was in pain immediately.
And the thing about it, Jimmy Butler of the Golden State Warriors tears his ACL and is out for the remainder of the season. The Warriors win the game 135-112, but now they have a dilemma on their hands. They've been in the offseason. Well, they've been before the trade deadline. They were thinking of trading Kuminga. Now they may not do that, and they got to be like, hey, man, we was just playing. Come on back. Let's see what
whatever. If I was Kuminga, I'd be like, listen, man, I'm still out of here, guys. Like, I'm not trying to hear it.
Yeah, he is. The Warriors are sitting in 8th place right now, 25-19, 11 games behind the OKC Thunder. Thunder go and do their thing once again, but this is a big blow for the Golden State Warriors as they try to make this run.
They need to do something, Hardge, because it's either damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, if you're going to win, they're in the middle of the road, so you might as well go ahead and trade Kuminga and rebuild. Like, I just don't see them lasting with what they have. Steph Curry is as old as you can get in the league now.
Which is
Draymond
why you continue
Green
to play, because this is maybe their last run. They're not trying to rebuild.
They're going to lose a lot. Jimmy Butler is going to be at least a year away from playing again.
But what does that have to do with this year is my point. They want to win this year, because if Steph is going to walk away, you think Steph wants to be part of a rebuild? You think Kerr wants to be part of a rebuild?
But do they have a choice?
They're in 8th place. They're in the playoffs right now.
8th place is like kissing your cousin. Like that's not gonna benefit.
The only way you gonna kiss your cousin is if you get there. You got to be able to go there.
Whoa, okay,
yeah. I'm like, what you? I'm saying, like, you cannot. I'm not. If I'm on that team, you cannot tell me that we're not going to try to
win. You're contradicting yourself. You say the same thing about the Cowboys every year. Why are we always 8-8? Like, let's not play to the 8-8.
I want to get to the playoffs. If we'd have been in the NFC South, we would have got into the playoffs at an 8-9. You got to, don't matter what happens, once you get in, the Miami Hurricanes weren't even supposed to get in, and they played for a national championship.
That's true. But it's not the same. You don't see Golden State beating Oklahoma City.
You don't see them beating Houston.
You don't see them beating San Antonio. You don't see them beating Dallas. Like, there's the Minnesota. Like, there's a bunch of teams.
It's
the
a
Jazz
different game, right?
Yeah, anything can happen in the playoffs.
Anything can happen in the playoffs, but without Butler, and I don't think that Draymond Green, you can lean on him anymore. And Kuminga, he wants to leave. He wants to leave. It's not they can't make him stay. They can offer him a Supermax deal. He still makes, go get a Supermax deal somewhere else.
Well, he can go play for money now. So if you plug him in, he plays well, he can play for a contract somewhere else.
Because obviously they didn't get what they want in the trade market, or else he would have been gone.
He would have been gone already.
Yeah, so, I mean, if he's there, you play him. If he's on the team, you play him. Kuminga, you playing. And you find a way to get it done, because I'm looking at this roster, and Gary Payton Jr. is a defensive guy. He can go and play defense. Buddy Hield can get a bucket at any time. To your point, Al Horford is like 90. but he's still out there hooping.
He's still out there.
He's still hooping. You know, they may be able to make some moves, but I'm not finna just
scrap it all and start over.
I'm not doing that.
Ah, man.
I'm not doing that.
I just hate to see a team like Golden State try to hang on, and then all of a sudden you look up and what do they have? A 60-year-old Steph Curry and Draymond Green, and a young player like Kuminga, who's like, I'm out of here. Like, I don't want to play with these old dudes. I want to run. So they're in a bad spot. And 8th place, I feel like, is generous because the lower part of the West sucks. I mean, if it wasn't for Sacramento Kings having a brilliant month, like, they would be lower.
So they can't be lower. They're 12-31. They can't be lower.
Yeah, but they've won 5 in a row.
So you gonna tell me that you would scrap it and you still have a chance against the Phoenix Suns? You tell me they can't beat Phoenix?
I don't think so.
Okay. You don't think that they can beat the Rockets, the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, the Spurs, or the Thunder? Okay, cool. They can beat the Lakers. They can beat Portland, and they can beat LA, the Clippers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clippers are behind them at 19 and 23.
Yeah, so they like the same.
The Mavericks are 18 and 26. The Grizzlies, John Morant ain't been traded yet. These are the teams right here that should scrap it and go and get some players. Who you gonna give up though? That's the whole thing. Like, why would I want to give up anybody from that league? And then you look at the other side, and you got Detroit, Boston. That was a great game yesterday. The Knicks, the Toronto Raptors, and the 76ers and Magic wrap out the top 6 in that. Those are teams that are dangerous. Those are teams that got some players. And you still ain't even mentioned the Miami Heat, who are at 22 and 21, the Cleveland Cavaliers. The East is a little bit different than the West. The Milwaukee Bucks are in a terrible spot. They need to trade Giannis. They ain't traded Giannis. Those are people that are
there's a lot of moves that haven't been made.
That are coming up, though. You never know what's going to end up happening. Well, yesterday, the NBA also announced the All-Star starters, and a familiar name is not in the starting lineup, and that is LeBron James, finishing out as a 21-year starter. 21 years in the NBA, LeBron has been a starter, and this is the first time that he is not in the starting lineup.
So he made the team, but he's not.
They haven't announced the All-Star team yet. They just named the All-Star starters.
Wow,
yesterday.
that's got to be a blow.
It definitely.
I'm sure that LeBron is reeling with his $1 billion in the bank.
But you also know that LeBron loves LeBron.
He does love some LeBron.
And he is not a starter in the All-Star game. His teammate Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Wembanyama and Steph Curry were all named starters. In the East, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Cade Cunningham, and Jaylen Brown are all-star starters. Coming up next, we'll talk to the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer. Coming up next, right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey there, Texas fans. This is the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way, inviting you to join us for Longhorn football.
Touchdown! Texas wins!
We'll bring you all of the action all season long, including in-depth analysis and exclusive access to players and coaches before the opening kick and after the final whistle. And every week, we'll talk with Texas Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian on Longhorn Weekly. This is your exclusive source for Texas Longhorn football.
On 1300 The Zone.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. That's dollar. Enter it now.
AM 1300 The Zone.
from the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
Good morning. We do have a disabled vehicle block on the left lane. This is going to be northbound on the Mopac right there at Enfield Road, so look for that. Also, we do have an accident reported at FM 969 at Craigwood Drive. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Clogged drain? No problem. Abacus makes it 1, 2, 3 easy. They clear the drain, conduct a video inspection, and include a 123-day clog-free guarantee for just $123. No wonder they say Abacus. You can count on us.
Visit abacusplumbing.com.
Football playoff action continues to heat up, and BetOnline gives you more ways to play. The latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and in-game action, so you never miss a moment of the road to the big game. When the game is over, check out BetOnline Casino with hundreds of the hottest slots, classic table games, and massive jackpots waiting to be hit. Plus, don't forget their VIP program with exclusive level up bonuses, weekly cash boosts, and rewards designed for serious players. Head to BetOnline today because at BetOnline, the game starts here.
This is Dr. Jesse Mills, host of the Mailroom Podcast. Each January, men promise to get stronger, work harder, and fix what's broken. But what if the real work isn't physical at all? I sat down with psychologist Dr. Steve Poulter to unpack shame, anxiety, and the emotional pain men were never taught how to name.
Part of the way through the valley of despair is realizing this has happened, and you have to make a choice whether you're going to stay in it or move forward.
Our two-part conversation is available today. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Mailroom, and start listening now.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now. You call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose?
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, makes every playoff moment feel bigger. DraftKings has your back with early exit protection. If your player in your eligible NFL prop bet goes down at any point in the first half, you still get paid in cash. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code Patrick. So code Patrick to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states, void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Second opinions.
You get them with your health.
So why not with your wealth?
Your stock market investments deserve a second opinion.
At Henyon & Walsh, it only takes a second
to schedule your free second opinion.
Go online and search for Henyon & Walsh, the second opinion people. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. We cover all 40 acres.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. NFL weekend did not go as planned for one team in H-Town. They battled through some things, but they came up short against the New England Patriots, 28-16. And we are now joined by the voice of the Houston Texans, our guy, Mark Vandermeer. Mark, we've been sitting here contemplating the phone call and your response and what we were going to talk about. But give us your bird's eye view of what you saw and on the call for the Texans versus the Patriots.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, this was a real tough go because they had to play mistake-free or as close to it on offense. And they knew going in, Nico Collins not going to play. Trent Brown, very iffy at best. I think that was the one that kind of got him more than even Nico being out, because with Trent Brown, he's the kind of guy who on game day just duct tapes up everything he needs to, and he's out there. But not having him, I think, was a big deal because they couldn't run the ball at all. With him, they run the ball well. He was a huge factor for them. And I'm not saying the only factor, but a big factor during most of their winning streak, 10 in a row heading into the game. And I think that was the one. They had to adjust on the fly. He was working out before the game couldn't go. But the big picture, guys, is you can't make mistakes the way they did. C.J. Stroud threw a lot of what is he doing balls in this game, because I think he was forcing it, trying to do too much maybe. I can't speak for him. But the fact is that those turnovers absolutely killed you. The pick six was so devastating because you did what you needed to do to get into the lead, and then all of a sudden you're dead. You can't find anything on offense. You can't run the ball. Throwing the ball is very iffy at best because you're getting turned over. So it was a disaster. The defense played fine. I know they gave up some plays, but come on. They were excellent again. If you give them any kind of offense, you win the game.
Mark, I looked at C.J. Stroud from the beginning, and I just knew that it was going to be a rough day because he didn't seem like he had confidence in his protection, and his safety valve, Collins, was gone. So, yes, he kind of pressed. Do you think that those are the two main reasons why he had the day that he had, or is this just a byproduct of the last game, a carryover from his performance the week before?
I thought he straightened himself out in the last game okay. But here's the deal. They lost Dalton Schultz relatively early in the game, too. And that's actually the leading receiver on this team. In terms of receptions, he led the team this season. And so he's a real good friend of C.J. Stroud out there. I'm with you that it was shaky because who do you go to? And, you know, you throw a high ball to Xavier Hutchinson that he could have, would have, should have caught. Nico would catch that ball. He didn't, and it becomes another one of the picks. But I'm not going to blame that all on X because there was another one going his way, and C.J. threw it behind him, and it got picked. And the pick six was just inexcusable, and he'll be the first to tell you that, C.J., because he can't throw that football. And he's got a guy in his face. His receiver falls down. You got to throw that ball away however you can. So I think it all added up to what we just described. Unable to move the ball. I thought the pass protection was okay, though. I thought he had time to throw more often than not. He would be back there, and he had time to look things over. But if they had nothing open downfield, that's on them. That's on coaching, too. And again, they'll admit to that. They got to get guys in the flat, open, over the middle, these crossers, get them an easy target, and it just didn't seem like there was a lot out there. So cumulative effort, no doubt, but the quarterback's going to shoulder a lot of the blame because he's the guy holding the ball more than anybody else.
And, of course, he threw the 4 interceptions. But you look on the other side, Drake May didn't have the best game. If you're a stat watcher, you're probably saying, well, he had 3 touchdowns. Well, he also had 3 fumbles as well. A couple of them the Texans just couldn't get on top of. What about this defense that excites you and looks forward to next year?
Well, everybody's back except for the interior of the defensive line in terms of Rankins, Foley Fatukasi, who missed most of the season, and they've got to find a way to get some of these guys back. Derek Barnett, who's depth on the end and makes plays, but Daniil, Will, Tommy Togei's back. The linebackers, I think E.J. Speed might be a free agent, but they can figure that one out. The secondary is back. And this Jalen Reed, a rookie safety from Penn State, looks pretty good. Starting to play pretty well toward the end. So your secondary is a lockdown defensive backfield. I'm really looking forward to that. And you have a lot of guys under contract. You can make another run. So the idea is to get better on offense again, because we're going into the offseason with a lot of same issues that you went into last offseason with. got to retool or rebuild or reload, whatever, on the offensive line. Got to get better at quarterback. I think the big difference here, guys, is CJ's in that going into year 4 mode where if he was lighting it up, there's no question he's getting a huge extension this offseason. But now I'm not so sure what they're going to do because they'll definitely pick up the 5th-year option. However, are you going to give him a huge extension? Are you going to wait a year? It gets kind of awkward maybe. I'm not sure, but they'll figure it out. D'Amico Ryans is the kind of guy who can smooth this over. Same with Nick Caserio. They'll figure it out at that position.
Mark, you mentioned the offense getting better. What's the report on Dale? Dale was a prominent offensive weapon 2 years ago, and now we don't have a report. What's going on?
I think Dell's back for sure this spring. I think in some ways I can't, again, I don't know anything about it, but I see him around the building. Dr. Vandermeer says he looks pretty good walking around. I believe he'll be out there this spring and find a way to contribute to this football team. Now, it would not surprise me if they draft another receiver in the first 3 rounds. Go ahead, do it again. Try to find lightning in a bottle. I don't know who, but guys get hurt. Clearly, Nico was out for this game. Dell, can you count on him to stay healthy? So go get another one. I know Higgins and Noel played well, but I think that they have to continue to add depth at that position group and tight end because Dalton Schultz did well, but behind him, Stover banged up. I think he never quite got right health-wise, and that's why he couldn't really contribute as much as he wanted to as a receiver. And he got hurt late in that game. I don't know what the injury is, but it didn't look good. So he might not be available right away. So tight end, receiver, obviously the O-line. Again, they have to figure that out. Trent Brown's a free agent. He's older anyway. You're not going to count on him next year. So they got a lot of work to do, guys, on that side of the football again. But it's okay because the defense can be a top 5 unit again, if not better, and carry you a long way.
Well, Hardge and I both agree that Stroud is definitely the answer. You don't want to move on from Stroud, but you have to have him get help. And when I say help, I mean a strong offensive coordinator, not a coordinator, but like a quarterback's coach, somebody to coach him up because he's regressing. This is 3 years in a row he's gotten worse.
Well, I thought 3 of the last 3 road games were pretty indicative that it wasn't happening for him as well as it was earlier in the winning streak when he got back during the winning streak because he wasn't turning the ball over. He threw a pick against the Colts early in that game. They shook it off. And then, you beat the Chiefs. You don't throw any picks. You win some big games. You don't throw any picks. But then against the Chargers, 2 picks. Against Pittsburgh, we saw what happened with the turnovers, with the fumbles. And then this game with the 4 interceptions, my goodness, you can't do that. Then Woody Marks fumbles in the second half. Another one. You can't turn the ball over. This is pretty easy to prescribe. Just hang on to the rock, get your field goals when necessary, and the defense will take care of the rest. But they made it too easy for the Patriots.
Mark, I want to ask you this because the running game is something that needs to be addressed as well. I think Woody Marks had his moments. Nick Chubb didn't look the same. And what's the latest with Mixon? Is he going to be back, or are they looking to possibly draft a running back in this upcoming draft as well?
So Mixon's contract does cover 2026, but who knows? Because he tweeted during the game something like, "I wish I was playing." Well, we wish you were playing too, but nobody really knows. It's amazing how this doesn't get out. I don't really even know what it was. It's something with his foot. Let's just put it that way. It's something with his foot. Maybe he's better now, but if he was a lot better, I'm sure he would have found a way back to practice, or they would have found a way to put this all together. So who knows about him? I would not count on him. I think running back, that's a good position group to address as well. Woody looks really good, and he'll probably get better. But you guys know with running backs, until you see it over a sustained period of time, you never know. A guy could be a one-hit wonder. Guy could be really good, but maybe gets a tweak here, something there, and he's just not the same as his highest performance. So I believe they'll be looking at that one too. They've got good picks. I mean, they've got picks galore because the Laramie trade really helps them out with the Commanders flaming out the way they did. So They'll have a lot of draft capital to work with. They don't have a gargantuan amount of cap space, but enough to do some things. I don't think free agency is going to be a real splashy free agency, but again, they got a lot of good things on this football team already to work with.
Mark, has been a great run, exciting season for the Houston Texans. We all know that it came up a little bit short, but we enjoyed our conversations with you, and we'll start this back up right before the draft so we can see what you're hearing as the Texans get ready for another great season. As always, man, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
Looking forward to it, guys. Always enjoy the visits, and let's win more next year and go beyond this point. Thanks a lot.
No doubt. There he is, the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer. Coming up next, we got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
We have an accident reported at FM 969 at Craigwood Drive, causing no delay. And we have a brand new one, though, at 183 at McNeil Drive right there, again, causing no delay. Disabled vehicle did clear out on the Mopac northbound at Enfield Road. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Introducing True Earnings Checking from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Earnings that are almost too good to be true. Earn 5% APY on balances up to $15,000. It's simple. Just deposit at least $1,500 in new money and make 15 debit card transactions each month. No minimum balance, no monthly fees. Even if you miss the requirements. Open your account online or at any of our 24 Austin area locations. Visit atfcu.org to learn more. Rates subject to change without notice. Federally insured by NCUA.
Every Olympic dream starts with a first glide. Through Learn to Skate USA, kids build confidence, strength, and joy on the ice. Learn to Skate USA offers programs for skaters of all ages and abilities. Find a program near you at learntosskateusa.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, cloudy skies for your Tuesday, a high near 60. Cloudy tonight with showers after midnight, a low near 55. Wednesday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, a high in the low 70s.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Clogged drain? No problem. Abacus makes it 1, 2, 3 easy. They clear the drain, conduct a video inspection, and include a 123-day clog-free guarantee for just $123. No wonder they say Abacus. You can count on us.
Visit abacusplumbing.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Alt 2K. A commercial-free look back to alternative from the 2000s. It just takes some time, little girl in the middle of the ride. With Foo Fighters, Weezer, Linkin Park, Green Day, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and more. Someone like you. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search All 2K, and listen now.
iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio Did You Know? Presented by iHeartRadio. You know, what you're listening to right now. Did you know that at iHeartRadio, one of our biggest pet peeves is dead air? That pause you get between the songs when you're listening to a baller playlist, or the gaps in your soundtrack when you're trying to set the mood. It kills the energy, destroys the vibe. See, at iHeartRadio, we believe it's not just the music curation in your playlist that matters, but also the music presentation. So we've spent years figuring out how to guarantee a flow that never stops. Smart music transitions that seamlessly bridge one song to the next when you listen to artist radio or playlists on iHeartRadio. So we make sure the flow is never interrupted. It's just one of the ways that we try to make your music sound even better. Check it out for yourself. Tap on the playlist tab in the iHeartRadio app and find something you like. Or type in the name of your favorite artist and listen to the difference that gap-free smart transitions make to your music flow. And it's only on iHeartRadio. #1 for music, radio, and podcasting, all in one app.
iHeartRadio. We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
There it is. You heard the beat drop. I can tell you one thing. WWE Hall of Famer and world's strongest man, Mark Henry, brings you his world's strongest take. Take it away, big fella.
All right. You know what time it is? It's time for the world's strongest take by the world's strongest. Rocket. Back then they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. Yeah, that's right. They all on me. Well, guys, here we are again. Another world's strongest take. And today, I'm taking over. Now that the college season is over, we're officially in NFL draft season. I'm taking over the duties of the Las Vegas Raiders. And with the first pick on the clock, you already know. You go with Mendoza. You fix the fact that you don't have leadership or a strong brain trust or incredible talent at that position. What does the Raiders need more than a quarterback? A big-time wide receiver. With the second pick, the 36th pick overall, by the way, you go after the best receiver on the board, or you trade your number 2 pick to someone that has a high-level existing wide receiver, Ayuk, Brown, all these wide receivers that are really talented, but they want their own show. They want to be able to run a route and know that the ball is going to be there. And the quarterback is not going to run around like, he's at a high school football game. And that would be the second move. The third move, they have their pick. They have all their picks. They have their pick in the third round, which is the 67th pick. You go for an offensive lineman on the interior, whatever the best available is. They actually at this point can't be picky. They got to go for the best. And this is where it gets good for the Raiders. The Raiders have 3 picks in the 4th round. And we all know that the 4th round is that's the pick'em round, where you get the deals on guys that are really good, but those are the guys that they fail because they're troubled. They fail because of either inconsistency, or they fail because, sometimes there's guys who went to small schools and they slip through the cracks. That's what that you need a really good investigative department in your analysis of who you're going to pick up draft wise. And I think that with Tom Brady at the helm, I'm sure that they've put together a pretty good department for scouting. They need another wide receiver in the 4th round. They need another offensive lineman in the 4th round. And they need another tight end in the 4th round. If I was in control, that would be my course of action. And I would say that with that, they won't be picking first again. They will be picking in the middle of the road. I think they can win 8 games if they accomplish all those things. What say you?
Have the Raiders picked up a coach yet?
No, that's why I took the duties.
Yeah.
I took over.
I was wondering how this is all going to take place if they don't even
With
have
no
a
coach
yet. They need to figure that out first and see what the mindset is. The only difference I would say with you on that is they already have 2 top-notch first-round tight ends. They got Brock Bowers and they got Michael Mayer, the kid from Notre Dame. So I don't know if that is a necessity for them to go and get that, but I do believe that if you don't shore up that offensive line, it don't matter who you got. It don't matter who your quarterback is. We saw what Mendoza did last night. He was trying to survive last night because those defensive ends are coming off that edge. They were coming, and they were getting to him a lot and making him very, very uncomfortable. That's why they had to roll the pocket. That's why they had to move some things to make sure that he could get the ball out of his hands. Mendoza, look, man, number 1 overall pick, it brings a lot to it. I don't know if that choir boy is going to be able to handle Las Vegas. I need him to go somewhere.
I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Because he loves football.
He does.
And if you have a running back
Ashton Gentry,
like Ashton Gentry, and you have a tight end and like Bowers and a quarterback like himself, and you pull a big time wide receiver to come there to go with Tucker and make Tucker your number 2, or maybe even number 3 by the end of it. Do something with that offensive line on the interior so you can not have free rushers coming right up the gut. I think they'll be okay. I think that all of those guys need to get together like every team does in the offseason. And the mini camps are important because they create a communications chain for the franchise.
Yep.
And a lot of teams don't do it. They always have veterans that, hey man, I'm gonna come in on Zoom, say hi to y'all from the Bahamas.
Right.
But the Raiders can't afford to do that this year. Out of all the years, you bring in a franchise quarterback, he needs to set the tempo. And I think that they can do that, Hardge.
If you bring in a franchise quarterback like
Mendoza.
Fernando Mendoza, do you put him in at this situation? Like, this is a bad football team.
It's a bad offense.
It's a bad football team because you 3-14? Like this, I'm just nervous when you bring in a kid like that who he's a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, but let's be honest, he's been playing with 25-year-old dudes. So he's going into the NFL playing with dudes that are making a lot of money that may not even care. That's why I'm worried about being gun shy. Coming up next, we're going to have a conversation.
Just do that,
yeah. Coming up next, we're going to have a conversation.
Hilarious.
The Hall of Fame in baseball. They will announce the next class tonight. Who's getting in and who's still staying out? Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Bonus, Bucks, bonus bucks. Once you win $1,000 in bonus bucks, you'll have more money to use on your fantasy leagues. Bonus bucks. The winning happens every weekday, right here on 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com traffic center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
We have an accident reported at FM 969 at Craigwood Drive, causing no delay. And we have a brand new one, though, at 183 at McNeil Drive, right there, again, causing no delay. Disabled vehicle did clear out on the Mopac northbound at Enfield Road. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Get a quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Hardge here, and the new year is officially rolling in at Covert Ford Hutto. And if 2026 is about leveling up your life, it's definitely time to level up your ride. Right now, kick off the year strong with $11,000 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. Or take adventure into the new year with $9,000 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Badlands. See dealer for details. New year, new drive, serious savings. Happy New Year from Covert Ford Hutto, right off of 79 in Hutto, covertfordhutto.com.
Running for office means having something important to say. Radio is the most personal medium out there. Voters hear the real you, exactly the way you want to be heard. No filters, no AI, just your voice, your message. And it's 1/10 the time and cost of video. Don't just campaign. Connect with millions all over the country, even thousands in the smallest communities with radio. Call now and be on the air in just 48 hours. 844-844-iHeart. That's 844-844-iHeart.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's a new app where you can invest in your insight. Introducing DraftKings Predictions, now available in your state. Big on playoff football? Pick a topic. Make your prediction with a yes or no. Then see, will your smarts pay off? DraftKings Predictions is new, simple to use with playoff trading available in your state. Download now. New DraftKings Predictions customers get up to a $25 first trade bonus with promo code AM1300. Invest in your insight and make your prediction today with DraftKings Predictions. Don't just know it, predict it with DraftKings Predictions. The crown is yours. New customers get up to a $25 first trade bonus with promo code AM1300. DraftKings Predictions is a CFTC registered introducing broker. Event contract trading involves substantial risk of loss. One per new customer. Opt-in required. Non-withdrawable predictions. Dollars expire in 1 year. Ends January 25th, 2026. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. See terms at dkng.co/predictions promo.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Gift cards can help make wishes come true. But if you don't check the terms, you may not get what you wished. Before purchasing a gift card, check for applicable fees and expiration dates that affect the card. Make sure you know how to handle complaints and lost or stolen cards. Some cards come with a monthly fee or have inactivity fees if the card is not used for an extended period. If the disclosures are not stated on the card or packaging, check for a website or toll-free number for more information. If you give gift cards, pass on information about the card's terms to the recipients so they're not surprised or disappointed by discovering the value of their cards has been reduced when they try to use them. Gift cards are offered by a wide range of companies, including some national banks. Experts at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, who are responsible for regulating national banks, offer tips for buying and using gift cards at its website at www.occ.gov.
Wake up with Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Great show. If you missed any part of the show, all you got to do is get over to the podcast page, wherever you get your podcast, and look for the morning kickoff for myself, Mike Hardball, and the world's strongest man.
That's right.
Follow us on social media. And as I told you before, I might want to see, you know how people say you got a face for radio? We got a face. We got a face
Not
for
me.
radio.
Speak for yourself. I'm pretty. Okay, not pretty, but I'm.
You said it. You said it. Not me. Continue to pay attention and be locked in all day long. We have our guy, Craig May, the voice of the Texas Longhorns. His show this afternoon at 2 o'clock. He'll be on with Jake Herman from 2 to 5 and be dialed in all day long as we continue to give away special treats for the week. Leave your name when you call in to get those Burt Kreischer tickets. Make sure you do that. The keyword of the day was Burt, and go ahead and look at it. As I said a little while ago, Texas baseball is not too far away. We will have Texas baseball coach starting this Thursday, Jim Schlossnagle, starting at 8 o'clock every Thursday moving forward through the season. But we're talking about the Hall of Fame and some possible players that will be getting their name called, hope to get their name called. It ain't going to happen. I mean, I hope so, but it's not going to happen. But our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman, who you will hear tomorrow at 7:34, he put in the newsletter at the Statesman, so subscribe to the newsletters over at the Statesman, that about why Texas isn't among the 51 colleges that have produced a Hall of Fame inductee. All the great teams and all the great players that have played at the University of Texas, and Texas does not have a Hall of Famer in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now, you can sit there and think about it, and the first thing that came to mind, Mark goes, Roger Clemens isn't in there? Nope, he's not. He's waiting to hear his name called as well. If he had not been in that scandal, I'm sure the Rocket would have been in there, because how can you not? His numbers let you know that he should be in there. But there's a lot that is that have played the game that have not got the opportunity to be in the Hall of Fame. All right, so here's who I think gets in today.
Okay.
Andrew Jones. I think Andrew Jones, center fielder for the Atlanta Braves during their heyday, I believe that he is going to be a Hall of Famer. Let me tell you why. Dude has 10 gold gloves. 10. 434 home runs. And they said Jones ranked third in baseball in WAR, wins against replacement, during his 10-year peak from 1998 to 2007. The only two players that were in front of him were Alex Rodriguez and Barry Bonds. Another name that is interesting to me is Carlos Beltran. Carlos Beltran is, I'm curious to his story, because I played against Carlos when he was young. He was in AA, looking smooth in center field. You knew he was going to be a star. You just didn't know how big of a star. Last year, he got 89. Well, during the tracking, he's got 89.2%, which means he will probably be a Hall of Famer. But there are some people questioning if he deserves it. He's been part of so many different runs in the game. This guy was special. He's among 5 players in AL and NL history to hit 500 doubles, 400 home runs, and steal 300 bases. You know those names? Andre Dawson, Willie Mays, 2 Hall of Famers, Alex Rodriguez, and Barry Bonds. So the consensus is, looks like Alex Rodriguez and Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, because they putting up numbers that other people couldn't even think about. They're in select groups. But I believe that Beltran, who was a center fielder and a former Houston Astro, I believe that he will be in, and I believe that Andrew Jones will be in.
What about pitching? Is there a pitcher out there that you look at and say, you know what, he might eke in right this year?
No, there's not really one that I look at it and I'm like, yeah, this should be happening. The only one that people are even considering is Cole Hamels, left-handed pitcher, pitched for the Phillies. I think he pitched for the Rangers at one point too. Those are some guys that is a guy that I think might get in there.
So we're gonna do that baseball. What about catchers? Yeah, so you have the pitchers and the catchers. You can't mention the pitchers and not say, okay, what about a catcher?
Well, there's not any catchers on the ballot this year. So there's a lot of guys that position players, Ryan Braun, Edwin Encarnacion, Shin-Soo Choo, Nick Markakis,
bless you,
Hunter Pence, and Rick Porcello, Gio Gonzalez, Alex Gordon, Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp is funny, man. He's a good dude. Howie Kendrick and Daniel Murphy are guys that are going to be on the tracker this year. You know who I wish was on going into the
what's
Hall
your
of Fame?
way?
Torrey Hunter.
I was just about
Oh, man, I love Torrey Hunter. I met him a couple of times.
Torrey Hunter is a dude. He is a dude. Unbelievable athlete. One of the best center fielders to ever play the game. If you saw a home run being robbed, you normally thought Torrey Hunter was going to be one that was
because
there.
He was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was that dude.
He go get it.
He can go and get it. Special athlete.
But you mentioning Beltran, you think they're going to finally forgive him for the trash can scandal? Because he's one of the creators.
Yeah. And as a Houston Astro fan, I'm proud of you for even bringing it up.
Oh
yeah.
I bring it up because him and Cora seems to be forgotten that they were the two that came up with it.
Oh, with the plan.
Yeah, they was the man with the plan.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
He's basically like Barry Bonds. He's a scandal guy.
Yeah, but they looking at a different type of scandal in Barry's and in the trash can story.
Cheating is cheating. If you're gonna cheat by taking PEDs, or you're gonna cheat by saying, hey, we recognize this. Bang Bang 1 is for this. Bang Bang 2 is that pitch. It's the same.
In your
cheating
eyes,
is cheating.
In your eyes. In your eyes.
You're gonna hit them with the if you want to advertise.
No, you can.
Hey guys, we work hard, but we're nothing without you. If you would like to advertise with AM 1300 The Zone, iHeartRadio, the morning kickoff, please reach out to us. We would love to represent your company.
There it is. There's Mark Henry, our guy Marcus, and of course, me, Hardball Hardge. And make sure you tune in tomorrow as we keep this thing rolling. And just remember this, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. See y'all tomorrow, folks. Peace.
Me.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless.